This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, JR, as we move from January into February, Eddie Guerrero returns to the WWF and hits Chris with a frog splash to what seems to begin a program. And then at SmackDown, Jericho loses to Triple H after Guerrero interferes. Your Intercontinental Champion isn't exactly getting a lot of wins here. Does that weaken him in your eyes?
Yeah. He had a short build, and it should have been longer, I think, in hindsight, certainly. But, that's how the booking went. And a lot of that booking ran through Triple H. He was, he had a lot of influence, and he's also very good. The Eddie Jericho program, you have to ask yourself this question. Would the Eddie Jericho program have been better if the centerpiece of their angle and the heart and soul of that angle was a championship like the Intercontinental title, or are those guys so good that they could make a great program without it?
Yeah,
that's always a question. It could be debated. There's no right answer. I don't think. Either way, it's going to work. But Jericho, there's a questionable booking in this 2001.
There is.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, because then next on Raw, he goes on to take Eddie Guerrero on again. X-Pac runs in, interferes. As to your point, there really doesn't seem to be a program. Jericho's just kind of floating around the card at this point. So just interesting storyline and, I guess, storytelling not really happening right now for Jericho, just all over the place.
Right. Well, he still is that, believe it or not, he's still in that I got to prove myself stage, especially with Vince and company. Again, that he was not their idea to hire. And he wasn't 6 feet. So he was, he still was in that building process. And so he kind of just got in that lane and kept chugging and grinding away to hope to get recognized as one of the top hands in the entire wrestling business.
Well, without a major storyline, we are up to No Way Out, and we're going to do a 4-way for the Intercontinental title, and it's Jericho, Benoit, X-Pac, and Eddie Guerrero, which is like 4 super workers in a match.
Yep. All right.
Just to make the card, I guess, as best as possible here.
Another good match. You're just looking for a great performance. Yes. And it got all those guys booked. It got them all on the pay sheet. All those things are important to them, and it certainly was important to me as well. So they all got paid well, and like I said, I thought that match is pretty damn strong.
Yeah, from the Observer, Dave would say Chris Jericho retained the Intercontinental title over Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and X-Pac. It went 12 minutes, 18 seconds. They teased Benoit and Guerrero joining forces, so of course they end up turning on each other, presumably to start a program to turn Benoit face. Lots of near falls and saves. Just Incredible helped out X-Pac and took a great bump when Benoit knocked him off the apron. Jericho got the walls on everyone, and finally Credible came out with X-Pac in the walls. Benoit did a dragon suplex on Jericho for a near fall. Jericho did the lion salt on Guerrero for a near fall. X-Pac did an X-Factor on Jericho, but Benoit broke it up. Benoit had the crossface on X-Pac, but Guerrero broke it up. You get the gist here. It ended up with Jericho doing a rolling reverse cradle on X-Pac for the win. 3.5 stars from Dave. Again, 4 super talented guys just going at it for a strong match. Well, JR, this was a good match, and as they say, it was short on time but heavy on talent. And the WWF at this time had an abundance of riches, wouldn't you say, talent-wise? I mean, they have a stacked roster around this time.
Yeah, I think the recruiting and the signing and the motivation and all the stuff that we try to do as a team, talent relations, was paying off dividends. That roster was about as good as I've ever seen. 2001, and gosh almighty, we were loaded. You had to try to screw that up, and you can do it. But nonetheless, it was we were loaded with talent, and those guys made all of us look good.
Well, JR, Chris Benoit quits the Radicals when he cost Eddie an Intercontinental title match against Jericho by hitting Benoit with a headbutt. In your mind, was it time to kind of separate Benoit from the Radicals here?
Well, if Chris wanted to get to his destination eventually, he's going to have to be a solitary man to some degree. At that time, arguable. You know, you could have got more mileage, solidified the relationship. Therefore, when it broke up, it would have meant more. I thought the booking was a little rushed, but nonetheless, it wasn't. It wasn't disastrous. But you certainly could have got more out of it than we did by letting it grow a little bit more.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.